Great. I've been I've been talking all this time without any audio. That's great. Oh, what a great start. Anyways, let's redo this. Hi, I'm Christian. Welcome to the live stream. Today we're going to be working on Mai-Chan's Sweet Buns, which is going to be a game we're going to create for the A Game by Its Cover Jam. By the way, chat, please let me know if the audio levels are okay, if the music is maybe too loud, or if you understand me now. If anything is wrong, just let me know, guys. Also, I'm like, the whole setup here is very experimental right now, so today it's going to be more like a test drive of the setup that I set up here. So yeah, A Game by Its Cover is the jam that we're going to be working for. It's going to be finished at the end of August, so we have around 3 weeks time. And so the idea of the A Game by Its Cover jam, which is one of my favorite jams, started back in the days on the TickSource forums. And the idea was that there is an exhibition in Japan called the Funny Case Exhibition, where how is it called? Where people like game designers from all over the world, graphic designers from all over the world, are designing cards which look like old NES cartridges for kind of like fake games, cards for games, and they're exhibited in Japan, in Tokyo, I think. And the A Game by Its Cover jam takes those games and challenges game designers to develop games for those cards, to kind of like turn the fake cards into real cards, kind of reverse engineer. Whoa! Oh, nice subscriptions. Sweet. Oh man, everything is so experimental right now. Like I've been using this whole old system now, and I just jumped over to Streamlabs, and now everything is really crazy and new. So yeah, Mai-Chan. So I want you maybe to, before we start talking about Mai-Chan, which it's gonna be a really great game. I narrowed it. I had really difficult troubles narrowing down the selection of my favorite cards from this year to Mai-Chan's Sweet Buns. And so let me see, do I have my possible? And there we go. Oh man, this is a huge collection. Let me see if we can just I can step you through my beautiful collection of all those games that we created. Can we do this? Oh no. All right, that's working. Can we make this bigger? Let me see. Whatever. Okay, so let me see if we can switch this to rounds. Oh, everything is super experimental today. Oh. Ha! I'm here down in the corner. This is so good. I don't need this. Okay, so this is my selection of cards. Let me see. Like, this is my whole selection of cards that I picked. So many cards. I had such difficult. It was such a difficult choice for me to pick the best cards. The card, no, not the best card, but the card that I want to be working on. So this is a really great one. There were a lot of like cards that looked like No Man's Sky, and so there was a huge temptation to just do a No Man's Sky remake. But I heard a lot of people are already working on No Man's Sky, especially in Pico-8 and fantasy consoles. So I didn't want to take their thing. Les Habitants du Soleil, so the inhabitants of the sun, I guess. Really beautiful artwork. Reminds me very much of Möbius, one of my favorite comic book artists. But I think this is like a very kind of adventure-y kind of game, so it would require a lot of content. And Pico-8, because I want to be working in Pico-8, is not the best engine for this. Would be maybe a really good Bitsy game, but again, Bitsy doesn't really have the aesthetic that this game suggests. Treasure Moon, kind of like a very simple arcade kind of game. Oh, this was something I even had an idea, like a cool puzzle game of where you have like a baguette and you move it around, and there's like flames coming from the bottom, and you have to like make sure that the baguette is roasted evenly, kind of like what is it? Steve Sausage Roll? Sausage Roll, the Sausage Roll puzzle game. And I really loved it, but I saw that on a Game by Its Cover Jam forums, Discord. Somebody already is making this, so I thought I'm not gonna step on their toes. I picked it because I really like the colors here, but I think this is more for a more advanced engine, not for Pico-8. This is also something that somebody already developed in, I think, in Bitsy. Okay, so again, one of the more darker, kind of like more RPG-ish looking games. I kind of like this one as well. I kind of like this one because it kind of already uses the colors of Pico-8, so to some extent it's kind of like this two-color thing. But I have no idea, like on a second thought, I have no idea what I would do here. It looks very complicated. All right, this is a very stylish one. I think this is somebody who already submitted multiple cards over the couple of years, and so this is like the third one. But again, like, oof, man, it's so abstract. I wouldn't even know what to do here. Okay, so this was my contender. It would be either these or Mai-Chan, and I saw somebody was already working on a game for this card, and I had a prototype for this. I even had like a paper prototype for the Friendly Dungeon, but I realized that it needed some work, and I wasn't quite sure if the game would work as intended. So I would have to invest more time to refining the paper prototype and stuff like that. And since I already saw that somebody was already working on a game, I was like, I maybe stick to something that's simpler. And again, one of the No Man's Sky type of games. This is actually really interesting. Also very interesting designer. I thought maybe some kind of like a puzzle game where you can like cut things out and stuff like that. I kind of liked this because it was so simple and easy. Like it looks like the visuals look so clean. A lot of people say clean visual these days. Greenberry Island immediately snatched up. Somebody's already working on this, so I decided. I mean, I could work on a game that somebody else is working, but I feel like if I'm working on a game that somebody else is already developing, there's no good outcome there. There's no situation where we both release a game where we both feel good about it, you know? Because either, you know, their game's going to be a lot better than mine, so I will feel like, oh, well, and especially, you know, the case, it could very, very much be that my game is going to be a lot worse because I'm using Pico-8, and Pico-8 has restrictions, and if somebody's using, you know, like, especially for a game like this, if somebody's using, like, Unity or something like this with, like, really nice, clean graphics, there's a good chance that my game won't be as nice. So that's one variant. The other variant is my game is going to be a lot better than theirs, and then I ruined somebody else's jam. But none of these are good exhibition. Of course, we could be like, both are like, you know, both of us are making nice games. But if there's so many cards out there, why not just picking something that nobody else picked? Oh, I love this one. This looks like something like it reminded me very much like of what's that one? Minute. It kind of looked like Minute. But again, I don't think that's something that's good, working well for Pico-8. I think this is also somebody's working on, and also this would also work well for a No Man's Sky remake. Also, this is something I thought about, maybe some kind of like I really love the silhouettes here, and like there's like silhouettes of people, and I think this is a really smart way of making like realistic graphics happening, where without like spending a lot of effort into making like beautiful models and everything, just making like realistic silhouettes. So I think a very cheap and very efficient way of making realistic graphics happening. But yeah, I'm not really sure that this would work well in a Pico-8. Very content heavy. Oh, this is good. This is a good one. This has to be a brawler, right? This would have to be some kind of like what's the name again? River City Ransom kind of game, right? Save your wife and child. I don't know. I like the visuals. I kind of like the line art here. What's happening? This reminds me of this iPhone game called Spider. But again, I think that's something that you would have to make. You'd have to like copy the visual style that you see here, I guess. Oh, this is something I really wanted to do. Fantasia Museum. So I thought here maybe doing something like there was like this game Cat Thief, I think. That was recently released on Pico-8, and I thought about something like this, just like 2 colors, just the pink and the cream white from Pico-8 would work really well. I really started doing some tests, but alas, I think somebody else is working on this. This is kind of nice because nobody suspects me, and there's like this, you know, this guy smirking, so it kind of already suggests some kind of mechanic. But yeah. Oh, Final Dream. So there's this game called Memories of a Broken Dimension, which I think is still in development, which is like this very like kind of like impressive, you know, like very like crazy glitchy graphics, 3D graphics, black and white, and droning music, and you don't know what's happening, but you kind of like see what's happening, and you try to kind of like stumble through this weird glitchy world. And I think this kind of looks kind of like this almost. But again, I think this would be work better with if you can actually get like real footage, maybe some really grainy footage in this game. Okay, this was again one of my favorites. I really want to do a racing game. There's 2 really good racing game cards, and I had to discard both of them, and it tore me apart. I actually made I can maybe show you even. I actually made like a mock-up. So Haruka Champion, I really love this. This is, I think there is, first of all, not a lot of people are making racing games. I think especially new developers should be working a lot of racing games. I recently released a video about 5 genres which you should avoid as a new developer, as a young developer, or rookie developer. And the opposite is the question then comes up, what's the opposite? What are good genres to do as a rookie developer? And I think racing games is a really good genre to take on. And because hardly anybody ever does this. And the second thing is like something that we never do with racing games these days is making like stories in racing games, like making narrative racing games. I don't think there's very few games out there that have this. There's, I think, just like Ridge Racer 4 has some story, and I think there's like a Toka, like a touring car racing game on the Xbox that has also a little bit of story. But otherwise, none of the games, racing games, ever do story these days. They always go like for, you know, GTA, Gran Turismo, full simulation kind of stuff, or Mario Kart, you know, cartoony kind of stuff, but never like narrative elements. So this would be really great. But again, Pico-8 not really great with narrative. I was doubting I would probably run into token limits. And for this to really work, you would really need to have some really cool story stuff. So, Mai-Chan Sweet Buns! Yes! Okay, so I don't know why I picked this. I guess I'm a huge weeaboo. I like it. It looks cute. Let's try to make something cute. I had a good idea. I did a prototype with like... You see I have like these like tokens, and you can stack them. Oops. You can stack them. There's like, they're basically like bottle caps. And I have them multiple colors. And I like created my own dice to kind of like create a prototype for this. And it worked. It's kind of like a simple variant on a 3 Connect kind of game. I will show you some mock-ups I already did. And yeah, it's great. It's by an artist called Louis Lloyd Judson? Yeah, Louis Lloyd Judson. From United Kingdom. And he's actually doing a webcomic called Apricot something. Apricot Cookies. Very cute webcomic. He has a very nice, really clean line art style, which I really appreciate. So yeah, so we're gonna talk about this later on. This is something I really like. It could be a really cool, like abstract puzzle game, but again, somebody else picked this up, I think. I thought this could be a really cool endless runner, but I kind of like basically picked it because of color selection, which I don't think you can really pull off in Pico-8. You could. I think you could. I'm not sure. So yeah, another No Man's Sky clone here. So this could be like a really cool Monster Hunter kind of brawler kind of game where you have like a guy and you just, you know, slaughter monsters left and right and use their parts for armor. Okay, so this is the second racing game, and actually this was the one where I was like, okay, I cannot pull off Haruka Racing Spirits, but I could pull off this one, and it has this really nice minimalistic visual style. So I was like already making mock-ups for this, and then a really good team picked this up. And I was like, okay, no, and I'm not gonna do this. Yeah, I kind of like this one. It's kind of like an arcade kind of thing. So this is, I wanted to do this with maybe with a game that I already had in mind, where you're just basically traveling the world, and that's it. Kind of like maybe I will do this anyway, like a game where you have like that looks like Final Fantasy 1, the first Final Fantasy, kind of like an RPG where you just have the overworld map and you just go from town to town, but there's no monsters. You just go from town to town, and then each town you pick up the different maybe like transportation device. Maybe you buy some local food. And then the goal is for you to kind of travel the world and then return to your hometown with all the things that you encountered. And then maybe the world will be randomly generated, so every time you have a different world. So this is good. This was by actually pretty well-known graphic artist. I thought maybe a simple jump and run. A lot of people wanted me to do a jump and run tutorial, so that would be maybe a good genre to experiment in. But I just somehow I started making those characters, but I realized that it would be a lot of animation, and I was like, so much content. Racing Satan, somebody else is doing this, sadly. But I thought maybe also doing like a simple, really juicy jump and run where you're like Satan, you're this kid, and you're just jumping through the world. And maybe you're like a mechanic where you fart to accelerate yourself because you're a brat. Yeah, this looks like Bloodborne a little bit. Oh yeah, this is fun. Hyper shock kill. I wanted to do like this maybe into some kind of like Arma clone, like a not Arma clone, but kind of like a more like a super hyper realistic mock simulator, where it's like kind of like, because it sees like, you know, Lethal Combat Simulator, and it's like, you know, Mountain Warfare Edition. What's Mountain Warfare? So kind of like make it look as if it's realistic, you know, survival simulation in the mountains. But then you would do like really, really ridiculous stuff, like drink your own pee. So yeah, this looked again like maybe some kind of another. There was actually a really cool Game Boy series, Game Boy Advance series. That it was called Orbital, and so you could maybe do a remake of that game, Orbital. All right. Good. So let me show you what I have. Ta-da! So this is Sprite. I'm working for the first time in Sprite. And it's working. So this is going to be like a learning experience for me as well. Let me pull this up so it's not quite down there. Okay. All right. So this is a mock-up. So the game works basically. This is basically like a 3 Connect kind of game, but instead of like collecting 3, you have like people coming in and ordering different amounts of pastries. This is like your playing field, and the playing field will be full of pastries. Right now I'm just doing some graphics. And when you select the pastries, you always select also all the adjacent pastries in one direction, like either vertical or horizontal. So you can, if like 2 buns next to each other, you always select both buns. And you have to fulfill all the orders that are coming from down there. And if you fulfill one order, then the pastries disappear and more pastries are coming down from the top. Easy peasy for breezy. And again, I did some experiments. I figured out that I need at least 4 different pastries and at least 4 times 4. I also wanted to add like a rule where if you manage to have a row full of the same pastry, the row disappears, kind of like in Tetris, and you get like lots of points for that. So right now the game was a bit too easy, I figured, but it was difficult to kind of like do the experiment the game with the gameplay more on the paper, because it was very cumbersome to move the pieces around. But the game was working, so I figured I will move on and start already working on on this thing, on the visuals, so I can already put it into Pico-8 and see how it goes from there. So something I want to figure out is maybe we're going to have a bigger board, like 5 times 5. Maybe 4x4 is a bit small, but I wanted to have, didn't want to have like this bejeweled kind of look and feel where it's like this huge board full of stuff, you know, and it's very easy to get the combos going. I want to have this more like focused and more cerebral experience, whereas like each combination kind of matters. In my experiments, my prototypes, I had 4 different orders. These are now 3 different orders. Yes, that's something I will have to experiment with. How many orders are coming in? Also something I realized, like I had also orders that had 1. That's why I'm using the dice. So you see, I have orders like 1, 2, 3, and where's 2? Where's 2? 2. But I realized that 1 orders are kind of like very OP because very easy to find them. But you kind of also need them because it's very difficult to create combos intentionally. So I'm thinking maybe doing something else with the combos. Maybe I was thinking maybe something like if you get a 4, you get like a special power, and a special power allows you to remove 1 singleton or something like this. Kind of turns into maybe a little bit of more game mechanic. Also, I was thinking about yeah, like if you fulfill the orders, maybe, or if you get like a full row, maybe you just don't just get points, but you actually unlock some abilities. Thy Lord of Nugget. What? Oh, that's a name. Oh, yeah, I thought you were writing this. So yeah, pastries. So this was really funny. I posted this on a Discord for a Game by Its cover, and people went crazy with the pastries. People were like really posting and sharing their favorite pastries. So I was like, yes, this is clearly a sign from the gods that I have to make this game. So right now this is the bun. I'm not quite happy with the bun yet because it has the shadow. So the problem with the Pico-8 palette, it's a great palette, but it has a bit of a problem, like the orange and the brown, there's nothing in between. So I have like this very harsh edge here at the bun. And so I'm not really happy with the way this looks. It's kind of a bit difficult to make this look nice. And because in the real sweet bun, the brownish part and the orangish part, there's like this smooth transition between the two. So yeah, and I had also a different bun already, but that looks like way too flat. So I added like the highlight here and the drop shadow, but that's actually very different from the style that I have for the other ones. So I'm still not quite sure how to do the bun. Still experimenting with this one. But anyways, yeah. So I'm gonna start doing the pastry that people suggested. I was thinking also maybe doing like a mechanic where maybe if you play this game a lot and get a good score, that you can maybe unlock different pastries. So it's kind of like this, so you have like this maybe a bit of a sense of progression where you're kind of like trying to collect enough coins to unlock, you know, donuts. And it's like, yes, I have donuts now. And then you can continue playing. And maybe the different pastries have some slightly different mechanics. But you know, that's kind of like nice to have at this point. Right. So I was currently working on this cinnamon roll here. That was kind of like my first attempt at a cinnamon roll. And I am not quite happy with cinnamon roll. I mean, it's okay cinnamon roll, but I think we can do it a little bit better. Bear with me here because this is the first time I'm working with Sprite. I mean, I worked a little bit with Sprite before, but you know, actually using it in production. I really like it. Some things don't quite work as in Photoshop, so that's a bit confusing for me. How do I mirror? There we go. So with a cinnamon roll here is. I noticed, like, if you look at actual footage of cinnamon rolls, so that's how they look, right? There was one. Oh, actually, if you typed in the German name, you get a slightly better images. Simschnecke. Right, see? I like this one, this part, where it's like you see how the roll, like the end part of the roll. It's not just like a round thing, but you actually see the end of the tape, so to speak. And I want to kind of like add this part. I want to add this tape effect to it. But it wasn't possible in this direction because the tape would then be here. So I thought maybe like flipping it over so the tape can end here. Or actually, oh man, this is pixel art is sometimes confusing. So let me try to figure this out. So then maybe like something like this. So we're gonna remove this part of the cinnamon roll. Yeah. And then it's a bit more darker here. Yeah, see now this looks a little better here. The problem is, how are we going to indicate that this this tape is over? Maybe something like this. What if we... something I always do is like to add this drop shadow, which I think will later on will be added in Pico-8. Yeah. Yeah, see, this looks legit. Nope. Maybe something like this. Yeah, I kind of like how it breaks the symmetry. Maybe the brown. Yeah, I think we're gonna. Let me maybe. I have an idea. This guy. Yeah, it's better. Let me give me this guy a little bit more space. No, I don't like this. Yeah, that's probably the best solution that we can have. What if we make this more pronounced, this edge? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Good. All right. Maybe I should write down some of my. I have sticky notes here. Can I get this? Can I get this? I thought I could get this on always on top. Okay. Never mind. Okay, so I wanted to add, people in the chat, if you have some pastries that we need in our game, now is your time to speak out for your favorite pastries. So I want to have the pretzel. I've seen that there are sweet pretzels, and I kind of like the pretzel because it has like a unique shape that's instantly recognizable. And I think this is very important when you know everything looks like this. I want to have a brownie, perhaps. A brownie is kind of stretching it because a cannoli. What is a cannoli? Oh my gosh. What is this? Oh, I think I know these. There's like let's do the cannoli. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, there's like waffles, and inside you have whipped cream, right? What is inside? Creamy, usually containing ricotta. Oh, interesting. Yeah, sure. Let me also look real quick on Discord what other people suggested. Okay. Chocolate croissants, we got them. Cronuts. Rumbaba. Taiyaki. Which are, I think, this fish-like pastries. Ice cream sandwich. Donuts. So donuts is a bit of an issue because see, we have to restrict ourselves at some point, right? Because well, it is supposed to be like the idea that the how we call it, the fantasy of this game is that this is some kind of like an oven, and you put the buns in the oven. Because one of the mechanics I maybe also wanted to add, like if one of the pastries stays too long on the board, then you lose the game, or at least it gets thrown away because it's burnt. And so donuts, they're not baked, they are fried. So donuts, maybe like some of the things don't quite fit. Also, I kind of like that there's like these buns and bread-ish kind of stuff, and some of the pastries that they go like very much into cake. I think brownie is where it gets it's cake-ish, and so I'm a bit concerned. I will do them anyway. But just so you know, small pie. What's small pie? Where's my browser? There we go. Small pie. Yeah, like pies, right? But that's oh man, that's really getting close to cake. Also, something we can do with cupcakes, but that's also very close to cake. Regular pie, just in small size. Gotcha. This does look delicious, though. Anyways, what do other people cross buns? What are cross buns? See, this is great. Every game that you ever develop is a way for you to grow as a human being. So now, oh, these look nice. That's interesting. Kind of like sweet buns, but with a cross in between. More square-ish, I guess. What is the thing in cross buns? Are these British? British, yeah. So that's also interesting because there's like different pastries from different countries. So I'm thinking maybe if I make unlockable pastries, then you could make like unlock them by country, perhaps, you know, like unlock the French pastries, unlock the British pastries, you know, be like the Japanese pastries. Would be really fun. Okay, cross buns. Brioche buns. Brioche.
For a while, you will keep your beginner's mind. But if you continue to practice 1, 2, 3 years or more, although you may improve some, you're liable to...
Brioche is a pastry of French origin that is similar to highly enriched bread and whose high egg and butter content give it a rich and tender crumb. Well, they look like sweet buns. I mean, this could be a sweet bun. This is like the problem is like they're visually not distinct from sweet buns. A bit bad. With raisins, maybe, yeah. What is whoopie pie? Kind of looks like a huge Oreo. A whoopie pie, alternatively called a black moon. BFO, big fat Oreo. It's a US baked product that can maybe considered either cookie, pie, or cake. It's made of two. What is the difference between cookie and pie? I mean, cake and pie. Pie is a baked dish which is usually made of pastry dough casing that covers or completely contains a filling. Okay. And cake is a form of sweet dessert that is typically baked. The problem is, I don't even know what, like, how. See, whenever you have like a lot of whipped cream, then to me that becomes a cake, and then I think we have to draw the line at a lot of whipped cream. But yeah, let's add whoopie pie. I kind of like that these are huge Oreos because I really love Oreos. And also, we shouldn't let our desire for purity stop us from making delicious pastries that people love, right? What about those frozen sweet cream filled balls? I don't know, man. Krapfen. Yeah, Krapfen is... The problem with Krapfen is also it looks... Yeah, it looks very much like a... I mean, okay, there's... Okay, there's a lot of powder on the Krapfen. So maybe we can pull it off. Okay. But it's basically a sweet bun. What is a Franzbrötchen? Oh yeah. Okay, this could be just as well a croissant. What is a Windbeutel? Whoa! Kalter Hund. Oh my gosh. What? Well, see, but this is becoming a cake. This is now a cake. Okay, maybe to define, maybe cake for me is something that is big and you slice it off. Whereas the things that I want to make are like things that you eat, you know, in whole. I don't know if this is correct way to spell them, but when I was in Germany, I tried Käsekuchen. I loved it, maybe that. So that's cheesecake. Käsekuchen is cheesecake, basically. I mean, the people say that there is a difference between cheesecake and Käsekuchen. Oh man, I would love to have cheesecake. Oh. Churros. But they are fried as well. Yeah, they're fried, man. Germknödel, what the... Oh man, what is this? I'm getting... Oof! Dang! Oh, that's very German. Holy crap. Oh. Oh. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm gonna put it on there, but ugh. Cake goes hard when it's stale. Biscuits go soft when it's stale. That's a good point. Donauwelle. Yeah, that's full on cake. And we're not gonna do cake. Okay, now because if you get into cake, you know everything is possible, right? Cake. There's so many cakes. Zwiebelkuchen. Oh yeah, that's like pizza cake. Yeah, okay, that's good, but that looks like a bun. That's not not visually. It's difficult to distinguish it visually. Hot pockets. Hot pockets. The problem is also like this. It would be funny to sell hot pockets. Oh yeah, somebody suggested this. Hansert. We're not going to do all of these. Certainly we're not going to do all of these today, but I wanted to have a slightly a small selection of things. Baklava. All right, yeah, they're are they the Turkish ones? They're Turkish, right? Caucasus, Balkans. Okay. Yeah, baklava is nice. Baklava is difficult to visualize. Because it's baked in these huge sheets and then cut into pieces. And so what will we put on this here, right? Do we make like a 4x4, little 4x4 sheet maybe? Maybe. There's so much discussion about pastries. This is so good. What is this? Now, this is something I like because it looks very different. Punschrolle. Punch roll. It's a Swedish small cylinder pastry covered with green marzipan at the ends and dipped in chocolate. An interior consisting of a mix of crushed biscuits, butter, and cocoa. What? Crazy. Now we're getting into cool stuff. So what's this? Sufgania. Sufgania? So the problem is like with this round pastries, like this looks like a Krapfen to me. And the Krapfen is already very close to a sweet bun. So that's a bit of an issue. Ooh. What is Zephyr? Ooh. Oh man, this looks very cakeish, right? And there's so much pastry discussion in this Discord. I love it. All right, I think we got this. And we have our, I don't know the English word, but in Serbian it's called Princess Kronefe? Princess Donuts. It's like donuts filled with vanilla cream. Oh yeah, this is, I think we had it. Let me see, let me translate. Hmm. Eclairs would be also a good one. I think Eclairs should be pretty high up the list. Like, this is like cannoli level or brownie level stuff. These are very well known. Let me spell them correctly. Because this looks a little bit like the Princess Donuts, right? That's why I was thinking about this. An eclair is an oblong pastry made with what is it? What is the definition of a pastry? Oh, look at this. Pastry is a dough or flour, water and shortening. It may be savory or sweetened. Sweetened pastries are often described as baker's confectionery. Ah. The word pastry suggests many kinds of baked products made from ingredients such as flour, sugar, milk, butter. Okay. Small tarts and other sweet baked products are called pastries. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, so this looks good. This might be, oh, pork pie. Oh, this would be good. Pork pie. I'm getting hungry. Ah, there's baklava. Piroski. What is this? Palmier. Oh, elephant's ear. That's cool. But anyways, let me put the eclair all the way up here. Maybe the palmier. Yeah, churro. So the problem with churros is, we already just talked about this a little bit. It's fried. So it's not baked. I need baked stuff because the entire game is about an oven that you put stuff in an oven. And so if you had like a churro, that would make no sense, sadly. So a profiterole, cream puff. Okay, so it's just a cream puff. Yeah, that's pretty good. That looks also very distinct from the other pastries. That's so cute. Ooh. Cream puff is Princess Crown. Yeah, all right, got it. Yeah, I like the cream puff. So do we have cream puff in here? Do we put it on here? We should. Kind of like the ones that are savory, but they kind of look like croissants from the outside. That's the problem. You have to find pastries that also look distinct from the outside. That's kind of like a bit of a challenge. Although they're kind of nice. Yeah, I know. I have eaten those. They're really delicious. Ah, it's kind of difficult. Okay, so we have some. So I would suggest we're gonna make some. Oh, I guess they were kind of like hot pockets, I guess, right? It's kind of funny how there's like these convergent developments. All right, so I want to let's not get ahead of ourselves. I don't want to stream for too long today, but I wanted to make the pretzel. How do I make a new layer? Nope. Shift N. I thought it was okay. Hi Christian, good to see you live working on a new Pico-8 game. Hi Disfont Phoenix. How are you doing, my man? So, oops. I swear I'm good at this. With live audience, it's a bit unnerving, especially with the new software. I'm fine. I did some jogging today. Oh man, the weather is getting a little bit better, and it's still a bit hot, but at least you can like breathe and everything. It's so good. All right, so how are things looking? I think it needs to be more. So we need to create. I need to look this up. We need a pretzel. I've seen some pretzels. So, so this is the traditional pretzel, right? This shape. But some people make the pretzels where the holes are not really visible, and they're like more of a pastry, because the pretzels are more like a, you know, like you know, like a. I don't know how you define a pretzel. Does Wikipedia say what a pretzel is? Baked bread. So I guess not defined as a pastry, right? So it's kind of like more of a snack, like a savory snack. But some people make them sweet, you see. Even like salami on it, wow. And I think if they're really thick, like here you see some like pastry kind of stuff. Oh, we don't see this. There we go. Here's more pastry kind of stuff. Dee. Yeah, something like this, see? That's kind of like a cool pretzel. And some people make them sweet. Oh, look how many pretzels we have. Can we have sweet pretzel? Yeah, see? Oh yeah, see, this is a good one. Yeah, that's kind of a good shape there. Let's put it to the side. So we need something like we need more of a heart shape. It's a cat. It's a cat. Love cats. Yeah, something like this, I think. All right, let's try filling this out. Well, there's gonna be mostly brown, right? So I'm a bit concerned. I kind of want to get to the game development as soon as I can, like the actual programming. Because I'm a bit concerned that the game might be a bit too easy. And there's going to be a lot of balancing. Like the gameplay is not entirely figured out yet. There's going to be some balancing that we have to do. All right. Yeah, there we go. That's a pretzel. Oh, okay. So the cat's ears are a bit too high. Yeah, that's better. Yes, yes, I like this better. This needs to be more rounded down here. You gotta avoid those those straight lines. Can we make this bigger? Yeah, I like this. This is a good pretzel. This is not a bad pretzel. Alright, so this is a bit difficult to read right now. So kind of like, look at this, I like kind of like this one where it's, you see more yellowish shading on the sides. Like this, right? Yeah, like this. See? Okay. It's a bit noisy right now. What if we add some shadow? Adding shadow to kind of fill in those holes a little bit. I kind of don't like this too much. Let me close some of the shapes here. Yeah, that's maybe a bit better. What if we go full on? Nope. Oops. Yeah, but I don't like those lost pixels. Don't like those pixels. Yeah, I kind of like don't like how there's very little definition up here right now. Also, can we make this like this? Yeah. What about this guy? Can we? Yeah, that's maybe a bit better. You could add some shading using this. So see, I have the this cream and the yellow, which are the orange, which are very close. So I have a lot of definition in the white parts, but a very little opportunity to do any kind of definition in the dark parts. Let me maybe make it a bit less. Yeah, break up the symmetry here a little bit, maybe. What if we? Yes, maybe. No, maybe not. Yeah, I kind of like the asymmetrical look. Maybe adding some more of this. Yeah. So it's more of a shadow. Yeah, okay, this is good. What about this? No. Okay. Yeah, why not? Yeah. What if we make this lower? Too asymmetrical. Yeah, I don't like this. No, it's like individual pixels to kind of clean this up a little bit. I mean, we could go like this and this, right? Ooh, I kind of like this. I kind of like this too. What if we make the shadow? Okay, so maybe a bit thicker on the lower side here. Ooh. This is getting good. Let's make this even thicker and give it more roundish features. A bit too roundish, I think. Okay. I think it's a bit too thick now. I think we have to go back to the way things were. I also don't like how it becomes very round. It should be, you know, it's a pretzel. It's not quite as round. Yeah. Ooh, I kind of like this. I like how the shading kind of disappears here. Yeah, that's our pretzel. Yes. Can we? So the problem is always with the powder sugar. Like if you have like this stuff, it's like impossible to do this in pixel art. Because what are you going to do, right? Like individual pixels. That looks horrible. It's like he's having measles. Yeah, none of this is good. Maybe. Yeah, the white is even worse. Oh, look at this. So much noise. Alas, we are a bit constrained. Okay, what's the next on the list? I'm gonna actually copy this list and save it somewhere. All right, brownies. Well, how do brownies look like? So we have this similar problem that we have with baklava, where it's they made in sheets. Oh. What is technically a brownie? Is that a cake? Is it dessert? I mean, it's just a cube. Oops. Oh no! I broke everything. My beautiful setup. Come on, dude. Oh, why? I mean, I love this feature right in Windows, but not now. Shift N. Where is this pixel coming from? What are you? It's a pretzel pixel. Brown. So how are we going to make it? Are we going to just make one square? That's kind of like stupid, right? See, this is now the moment where we actually need more definition in the blacks. And there we go. So yeah, the sides are actually darker with a brownie. Can we go like this? Does that make sense? No, that's too bright. Yeah, that doesn't look like a brownie at all. We need to just... Oh, I know what to do. Okay, so fill this. What if we just make it this the... So I'm not using black here. I mean, I could go like with something like, okay, let's go with... What? I want to be. Oh, right. Okay. That doesn't look right. Don't look right. Ain't looking no right. Okay. Oh yeah, that's a brownie right there. Oof. Hi, Christian. Oh god, I hope I'm spelling this right. I've been following your Breakout Tutorial series. It's been really informative. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Ethan. Thank you for tuning in. I'm glad. I feel so happy. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe, how about we give this a little bit of a do we feel this? We don't feel this. Actually do not feel this at all. Nope. So what I decided here is not to use the black, which I feel a lot of people are using, like the black, like just a complete black. I think it has a place in a palette. Generally, you need black sometimes, but once you start using the black, everything turns like this very cartoony, very garish, contrasty style. And if you just force yourself not to use the black, and instead of, for example, use the dark blue or dark purple as your darkest color, then this elevates the visual style of Pico-8. With Pico-8 games too. It kind of like makes it look much more, I don't know, much more richer. To some extent, reducing the color palette that you're using makes it seem as if your color palette is actually a lot bigger than it is. Okay, so this is the brownie. I don't really feel the brownie because it's isometric and it doesn't seem to really work well with the other pastries, right? It's the perspective is not really there. Maybe let's try a different brownie. One that is slightly more from the top. Thank you, this one. Okay, actually, you know what? I kind of like the colors that we use for the brownie. But what if we add some nuts, by the way? Because brownies like to have nuts. So if you add individual nuts, but you see, you get that. The problem is like if you just have one pixel that looks broken, so you actually have to like a little pixel cluster. Once you have the cluster, then it looks like a thing, no longer like a little crumb. So nah, I don't feel this. Okay, so let's try a more of a perspective of a brownie from the top. I'm tempted to maybe align it like to make it just like a square, like, you know, like this. That's my brownie. Might not be the worst. Oops. Jeez. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe make it so. Let me try this real quick. So this would be the box, right? This would be brownie box. I mean, it's not the worst. It's not the worst brownie in the world. Probably if we make the brownie look like this, it's gonna be like nothing. It's gonna be just like a box. Oops. Oops. Ah, come on, man. I need B. And this is way too harsh. The edges are way too crazy. This is slightly better, but I don't see the isometrical look. Makes it look more like you understand what it is visually. Wait a minute. Let me undo this. So I'm thinking maybe doing something like this. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the isometric one is a little bit better, but it just doesn't work well with the not quite as well with the rest. So I'm trying to change the perspective a little bit. Just to see, maybe we're gonna keep the isometric one, but I just want to make sure that I didn't leave any other designs on the table that might have been better. Oh, I like this. It's kind of nice. Okay, so something like this, right? It's a bit too flat, I think. Something is not quite right here. Oh yeah. I guess. No, that's not good. Okay, let's try something else. What if we go like this? Or maybe just trying to different perspectives a little bit. So something like this. Yeah. I think the perspective looks a lot better than with the other guys. So let's see if we can. It just looks a little bit tiny. So let's see if we can make it a bit one size bigger. It's too big, I think. Can we make it bigger in this dimension? Just like one bigger. Like so. Okay, yeah, I don't hate it. Perspective looks a lot better than with the first one. This is bad. This is cross here. Whatever you do, it doesn't work. Gonna need the cross, I think. Okay, so let's try. Okay. It's not quite as clean as the other one, but brownies aren't clean. You know what I'm saying? They're very dirty. Dirty pastries. Okay, yeah. I see the brownie here. Let me fill this. Yeah. Really not in love with this guy. Maybe like this. Okay, yeah, that's better. So maybe now this. Starting to look very brownie. The still have the pixels white to fill me better, yeah. Yeah, going wider was the solution. Yeah, that's very brownie. Still, I would love to add some shading to this. This is so bad that you cannot just like, then let's go like this. Whoa! It just doesn't. It just doesn't look. It's just not. It's not it. What if you make it wider? Then it's not. No. Nope. I'm gonna leave it like this. I think this is a good brownie solution that we have right here. It works better than the other one, from perspective wise. You can always add like some crumbs to add it to make it more pastry like. Oh yeah, dots as texture. Yeah. So let's try this. With the dark colors, it might work out, because if you add like white dots, it's like, oh no, it has measles. Oh, it's sick. Oh yeah, maybe, yeah. I feel it. It's always the problem to make it not look like it's regular. Yeah, sure. Just adding a little bit of noise. Maybe if we make them too white. Yeah. Some of them maybe. Yeah, sure. Good. Right, what is next on our pastry? Okay, next is gonna be a different one, the Eclair. So I'm gonna try the Eclair. Oh, that's such a good. Oh, and a donut. Yeah, we have to. Where's the donut? Yeah, let's do Eclairs and donuts, and then we call it a good evening for today. So donut is fried, but especially the pink glazed one. I want to really try the pink glazed donut. Oh, look at this. Oh yeah, something I do I have cupcakes? Yeah, we have cupcakes. I think cupcakes are interesting because they have a really nice, interesting shape. I'm kind of really interested in pastries that are really recognizable, and the eclairs are definitely up there. So are we just gonna make it diagonal? Are we gonna make one or two? Just one eclair? Yeah, lighter cakes would be also great. Yeah, but it's difficult. I mean, the cinnamon roll is kind of like really nice and light. I like the cinnamon roll. It's really good. It's really takes advantage of the huge contrast between the brown and the white, or the cream. I can't wait to see you, Eclair. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's try. So if we make the Eclair, okay, so we could make Eclair straight like this, right? But I don't think that would be interesting. So let's try diagonal, right? We're gonna make it a bit of a chunky Eclair. Because, you know, if we make it like just a long Eclair, it's gonna be a bit. I mean, it's realistic, but it's not gonna be. It's not. It's not the most exciting. So we're gonna make it a bit more chunky, I think. Just working on a shape right now. Maybe a bit. Yeah, again, thinking about the perspective here a little bit. Yeah. Just rough outlining. Yes. Ooh. Ooh, yes. Oh yeah. That's gonna be our Eclair shape. So something I have to watch out is with the brownie, I didn't want to make the brownie too big because the brownie is supposed to be, it's a relatively small pastry. But I think with Eclair, we should absolutely go wider. I want every pastry to touch or at least most pastries touch the edges of the Sprite. Let's fill it with a brown and see what's up. I don't like the flat here. This flat part is bad. I think we need to go this. So I like that I have the freedom to use the orange here. I'm definitely gonna use the orange at the lower part of the Eclair. Ooh, we're getting there, I think. Let's make 2 pixels. Ooh, yeah. Well, but now the perspective is not right. Okay. So let's see. Oops. Oh no! Oh no! The Eclair is on the brownie. Okay. Let me see. It's N. Eclair. Bam. So let's see. Let's move it a little further down. Oh no, I'm destroying it. No. Okay. I really would have to like different color for like chocolate. Okay, yeah, let's. Here is still not something not right. Okay, this part doesn't look right yet. And I think this, yeah. Okay, so I like the rounding happening here. I don't like what's happening up there. It's a really bad amount of pixels. Now you have like a bump up there. Ugh. Or yes. Yeah. Yeah, the purple works really great for outlines, and you can even use it for chocolate, for really dark colors. Adds like a bit of a warmth to this whole thing. It's really good. Yeah, I think this is better. Yeah. Okay. So let's see if we can pull this up. Because I want to have like a chocolate eclair, obviously. Obviously, the best eclair. I do not hate it. Ooh. 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 I kind of like this contrast. Or what if we just... That's not bad too. Beautiful eclair. Yeah, a bit more rounded. Nope. That's better. I would see the 15th color. 15th color. 15 color, this guy. Ooh. It would be pink. Nah. I think that's a nice eclair. It's a nice chocolate eclair. Oh man, whew. I'm getting hungry. What if we make add more shading at the bottom? Mmm. '16th, yeah, this one. Well, there we go. There is our eclair. I'm not sure if I want the shading down there. The shadow, it gets a bit big, a bit much. Yeah, I think this might be better. It looks a bit flatter, but. Okay, or what if we do this shading? Yes, maybe, but you want to maybe have the entire eclair with a bright color. Okay, let's try the entire Eclair with a bright color. Looks a bit pale. Oops. Shape is good, but I'm not quite feeling that color. I think we're gonna use the yellow. Let me look it up. I was paying attention to this Eclair. They're pretty pasty. Yeah, it's too pale. Need to get some colors in, man. Or what if we do it like this? Oh yeah. Yeah, I like this one. I think we got it, boys. Boys! What if we go around the corner here? Oh yeah. I like the dimensionality of it. Nope. I think this is good. There's so much. I really like how you get the rounding of the Eclair. I think this is like a very important feature of the Eclair. It's nice and rounded. I think this is better. So now we have the pale Eclair, but it has like a orange-ish shadow, and I think this brings out more roundness. Okay. Donuts. It's gonna be the last one. Donuts. I want to have So this is the first time we're gonna bring actually different color in this, because right now we're using the same 4 colors for everything, but now I want to bring in the pink. Right? It's gonna be the donut color. How do you spell donut? Isn't that how you spell it? Donut. Is that how you spell it? Because Dunkin' Donuts would Dunkin'. That's how you spell it. Donuts, right? Donuts. Donuts. That's how I'm gonna spell it. Yeah, it's got to be this one, right? It's gonna be the pinkish. Alright guys, I will grab something to drink. I'll be right back with you. Don't go anywhere. What? There we go. All right, I'm back. Now I'm coming back. Maybe the Eclair. You know, that's the best thing about coming back to a project later on, where it's like, where you realize that you don't really, you know, when you suddenly things that didn't pop up to you, suddenly they do. So I'm gonna actually take the shape of the cinnamon roll, or the first cinnamon roll, and I'm gonna duplicate it because I kind of like the shape of that cinnamon roll. I'm gonna use it for the donut. I do it with the can delete the donut and we call it donut. So I believe both spellings are accepted. Yeah, donut is the American spelling popularized by Dunkin' Donuts. So the thing is, like, donut with GH, that sounds at this point it looks wrong to me. At this point I want to see the Americanized spelling. That seems the right spelling to me. So this is the moment where we bring in the pink. Oh, look at how great this is. Oh, so good. So the question is how we're going to make the whole. Oh man, this is so good. Oof. Maybe a bit too much glazing. Yeah, maybe. No, that follows the contours a little better. Looks very flat. No. Let's undo everything. Yeah. Dark pink seems more like a fill donut that's leaking to me. You mean the center? No, that's just a placeholder. I just want to kind of like. So this is how we're gonna do this, right? Yeah, that's good. Oops, no. What if we use the brighter? No, it's bright. Yeah, I think everybody really recognizes it as a donut. Let's see if we can maybe make it smaller hole. Nah, that's too small. You could go even further than that, but that doesn't look good. Oops. Yeah, that just looks broken. Sometimes like this, a single pixel can like suggest so much in terms of shapes. Okay, so how we're going to make the sprinkles, because we also need to get the sprinkles. Oh. We could just go with these guys, right? Again, I think red is not good. No. What about white? It's rough. Maybe a bit too much contrast, I think. A reddish shadow under the pink, you mean like this? I feel it. Something is not symmetrical here, I noticed. Okay, so let's contrast with a sprinkling. Better. Nope. Let us not touch the other elements. It looks very donutty. But I think the red has to go. Yeah, I don't know. Too much contrast with the red. Not sure. The red is pretty good. Yeah, maybe something like this. Are they pink donuts without the sprinkles? And they all have sprinkles. Alright, yeah, shadow maybe. The problem is there are just 2 pixels, so if you add the brown, yeah, it gets very dark. Yeah, we can't do that. I think that's the way to go here. We already have the shadow with a dark gray here. What if you just have these sprinkles? I think the sprinkles need the red. What if this red is underneath? I don't hate it. I think it was better that way. It just works better with the perspective. Yeah, I think let's keep that. Oh yeah, maybe I'm still feel like this is a bit bright, so maybe a different color that has less contrast to the pink. Nope. No hope. The orange has less contrast to the pink, but yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Huh. What if just red? I kind of like the red. I just want to just reduce the noise. Oh no, that's not good. Yeah, I think orange and red. Yeah, just adds just this tiny little bit of noise, but not too much. What if we add highlight on the top? Ooh. I kind of like it, but it's nah. I'm gonna add it here. Ooh. No sprinkles and just this. Ooh. I kind of like it. It's difficult to have a dark pink. That is, I would love to like shade this somehow, but it, there's just nothing good for this. No. I don't know. Maybe without the red and then the sprinkles. I kind of like the clean donut without the sprinkles. And the sprinkles are so important. Okay. Let's make a donut with sprinkles and one without sprinkles. And then we're going to decide later which one we're going to take.
Demanding or too greedy, your mind is not rich and self-sufficient. When your mind becomes demanding, when you long for something, you will end up violating your own precepts, not to tell lies, not to steal, not to kill, not to...
I think that without the sprinkles is better.
If you keep your original mind,
you don't have to add every detail. Okay, guys, I think we got this. Good. So let me see what else we have on our sticky notes. There's still a huge list. So we have the eclairs and donuts fixed. And the next one is going to be cannoli. Oh yeah, me too have the cannoli. And then cronuts. It's kind of like a donut in a croissant. So this is really cool on the teriyaki. Rumbaba. Okay, good. Ooh. So, I'm gonna go off and we're gonna end the stream now, but I will stream every day from now on. Hopefully I will be able to keep it up every day from now on. So tomorrow at around this same time. So around 8 o'clock local time. That's 8 o'clock in Berlin and in Germany is where I'm gonna start the next stream. So we can, I want to maybe fill this entire screen with pastries. So we have a bunch of pastries to pick from. And then we can maybe start programming stuff and see how they work in the game, and then we start interacting with them. Thank you so much for joining me on this first stream. I hope everything worked correctly. I will review later the footage to see everything worked as expected. And yeah, see you next time around, guys. Bye bye. Transition.